Welcome to the Student Organization Officer Training online course. With this training, we hope to provide you with the necessary tools and a greater understanding of the policies and procedures to run your organization more effectively. It is our goal to assist you in creating a true and real student organization experience. During this training, we will be discussing the following topics: Department of Student Life, benefits of being a registered student organization, the annual continuing registration process, important policies and procedures, and other important things to know. Upon the completion of this training, you must receive an 80% or higher on the quiz at the end to receive credit for this course. It is the mission of the Geneseo Department of Student Life to catalog, promote, assess, and strengthen student learning opportunities within student and campus life that contribute to a rich, meaningful, and fulfilling college experience for Geneseo students. It is the intention of the Department of Student Life to provide and to identify opportunities for students that result in increased learning, greater self-awareness, and a clearer sense of purpose. The Department of Student Life administers the Campus Living Program, the McVitie College Union, and selected co-curricular educational and assessment initiatives. Opportunities for student engagement and learning within the department include the All College Hours Speaker Series, Geneseo Late Night, Living Learning Communities and Residential College Houses, student organizations, Upstate Escapes, the Victor E. Knight Mascot Program, and Weeks of Welcome, as well as a number of student leadership and applied learning opportunities. We pursue ways to collaborate with Geneseo students, faculty, and staff to support our students as they pursue their individual educational goals by challenging students to better themselves, demonstrating an ethic of individual care, and building a strong, vibrant campus community. The overarching goals for the Department of Student Life include providing opportunities for students to learn, interact, lead, reflect, program, question, and have fun, while providing a safe and inviting place where the college community can gather to engage, live, and flourish. The Department of Student Life also strives to provide commonly shared experiences that promote belonging and connectedness with a mutual respect for the unique contributions of each individual. The educational priority of the Department of Student Life is to develop socially responsible citizens who promote a sense of community as engaged learners. There are many benefits to being a college-registered organization. Some of the most common ones include fundraising, publicizing events and programs on campus, applying for programming grants, and reserving a table at the Student Organization Expo each semester. As a leader in a student organization, it is your responsibility to be familiar with these benefits and understand the procedures and parameters that surround each benefit. Additionally, it is extremely important to remember that in order to take full advantage of the benefits listed above, each organization must maintain their registration status by completing the continuing registration process. Throughout this presentation, we will go over the listed benefits. This slide outlines a checklist of the continuing registration process. There is technically no order in which these steps have to be completed, but each will need to have been completed before you will be considered a re-registered group for this academic year. The deadline to complete these items is the Friday before fall break. However, if your organization would like to participate in the Fall 2017 Student Organization Expo, these items must be completed by September 11th. The steps are as follows. Fill out the continuing registration form, which can be found online on the Student Organizations page. This form provides the department with organization-specific information, such as the updated executive board members, along with their contact information, the number of active members within the organization, and advisor. Complete this training and score an 80% or higher on the follow-up quiz to receive credit. The information in this module reviews student organization policies and procedures. Submit a revised constitution. As you may already know, an updated constitution is an integral piece to an organization's success. This document provides guidance and shares organization-specific policies and procedures. Ultimately, your constitution should explain exactly how the organization is run and allow someone to pick it up and fully understand how to make this organization successful while meeting the organization's mission. Therefore, please take the time to re-review your Constitution and confirm that the mission and purpose are up to date. If you do not have a current copy of your organization's Constitution, I am happy to assist you in locating the most recent copy of a Constitution that we have on file. Lastly, your advisor must submit the advisor confirmation form. This document allows us to see that your advisor is still committed to serving in this role for your organization. It is important that your advisor fills out this form for his or herself. It will not be accepted should you fill it out for them. Please remember, failure to complete this process will result in suspension. The first important policy and procedure we'll review is fundraising. Fundraising is one of the most common ways to generate revenue for an organization. Here at Geneseo, we encourage organizations to take advantage of their fundraising opportunities. In order to fundraise properly, there are certain guidelines we ask you to follow. On the next 2 slides, you will find these guidelines. One of the first things you want to do is determine the cause in which you are fundraising for. Is it for your own organization? Is it for an outside organization? Or is it for a specific project? The next step is deciding whether to fundraise on or off campus. If you want to fundraise on campus, you can contact the Office of Campus Scheduling and Events or use the EMS system to reserve space. If you decide to use the EMS system, only the organization's designated person can reserve space. This person is usually the president. We will go into greater detail about this designated person in the EMS system later in the presentation. If you decide to fundraise off campus, you must receive special approval from the owner of the establishment, stating that he or she is granting your organization permission to fundraise on their property. This special permission must be emailed to the Department of Student Life, in addition to the fundraising permission application request form, which we will get into next. The third step is to submit the fundraising permission application request form. You can find this form under the Forms link on the left side of the student organization's page. This form must be submitted 7 days before the event. Failure to submit this form on time may lead to a delay in fundraiser approval. If you are essay funded, you will note that on this application, once the form has been submitted, it is up to the organization to track whether the fundraiser was approved or not. You will not get a confirmation email stating that the form was approved. You can find the form tracking link under Organization Resources on the left side of the student organization's page or on the fundraising page. The fourth step is determining the publicity. In order to promote any fundraiser or event on campus, you must wait for the fundraising permission application request form to be approved. Once it is approved, you may reserve publicity for the union through the EMS system. We will walk through these procedures later in the presentation. Do you plan on using food as a method of fundraising or at a fundraising function? If yes, you have 3 options. The first and recommended method of catering is through CAS or CAS. You can visit the CAS website at www.geneseo.edu/CAS to view your food options. The second method is through a third-party vendor. Bringing a third-party vendor onto campus requires the approval of CAS. Lastly, if you plan on selling food items such as candy, they must be store-bought, pre-packaged items. Additionally, you must receive approval from the Department of Student Life to sell these items. Please note, a CAS food waiver is not required if you are hosting an event or fundraiser at the Interfaith Center. Following the conclusion of the event, the organization has 10 days to submit documentation to the Department of Student Life indicating what the organization did with the money raised. Forms of documentation can include receipt or letter from where the funds were donated, a bank deposit slip, a student association deposit slip, or, if non-monetary, a letter from the recipient acknowledging the receipt of goods. If your organization hosts an internal organization shirt sale, you will need to submit on department letterhead the number of shirts sold, cost of shirt, and total collected. It's time to talk publicity and promotion. So you have an event planned and now you want to promote it, but how do you do that? Well, there are several ways to promote an event or fundraiser on the Geneseo campus. First and foremost, though, publicity requests will not be approved until the fundraiser permission application request form is approved. Once that is approved, you may reserve publicity in the union. In the college union, there are several places you can reserve to promote an event. These places include the lobby tables, bulletin boards, sandwich board, painted windows, and the painted wall. We will go through each of these forms of publicity to ensure that you have a clear understanding of the rules and regulations pertaining to the promotion of an event or fundraiser in the union. All publicity reservations, except for lobby tables, may be made for 1 week only unless special approval has been obtained from the Department of Student Life. Special reminder, you may only reserve 3 types of publicity for one event for 1 week. The first form of publicity I will discuss is lobby tables. Organizations may schedule and reserve lobby tables for up to 1 week online through the EMS system. Daily hours for the use of tables are from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. When reserving lobby tables in the EMS system, you must always select 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. If you do not, you will be contacted by one of the college union managers. When using the lobby tables, please be courteous of space and use only the 2 chairs provided. Other members of the organization can stand around the table. Organizations are expected to clean up their reserved area when leaving. Organizations not adhering to this may lose future privileges in reserving tables or lobby space and pay a fine. Our next form of publicity is bulletin boards. There are 2 types of bulletin boards in the union. There are general posting boards that do not need to be reserved through EMS, and then reservable bulletin boards which do need to be reserved through EMS. First, we will discuss the general posting boards. The picture shown on this slide is an example of a general posting bulletin board on the 3rd floor of the college union. Posters and flyers may not be placed on these bulletin boards in the college union without approval of the Department of Student Life or a union manager. In order to receive approval, please submit only 2 flyers or posters to the Department of Student Life in College Union Room 321. Flyers and posters must receive a stamp indicating approval. Once approved, the college union manager will post the flyer or poster in the building. Posting time for these boards is up to 2 weeks. Please do not attempt to hang your flyer or poster without receiving approval. It will be removed. Materials may not be posted on CU doors, walls, or windows. The second type of bulletin boards are the reservable boards, as seen in these pictures. These boards can be used as a bulletin board or as a chalkboard. All of these bulletin boards are located on the 3rd floor of the college union. Each bulletin board is labeled with a letter, and each colored panel is labeled with a number as well. When reserving the bulletin boards through EMS, you will need to be specific in your selection. Therefore, it is extremely important to know which panel you would like to use. If your organization would like to utilize these boards as chalkboards, the college union will provide you with the appropriate chalks. Please do not use anything but the college union chalk. You can obtain the chalk from the concierge desk on the 1st floor. Another form of publicity that many tend to forget is the awesome sandwich board. This board gets placed right in the college union lobby, so your event advertisement will definitely get great exposure. So how does reserving the board work? Well, you would also reserve the sandwich board through the EMS system. When it comes time to use the board, please sign out the board and markers from the concierge desk on the 1st floor. When you return the markers, bring the sandwich board with you. The college union manager must approve of your board first. Then the manager will place it in the lobby. Our next forms of publicity are the painted wall and the painted window. The painted wall and window are located outside the east exit of the McVitie College Union towards Sturgis. The wall and window space is to be reserved for up to 1 week. For the painted wall space is half of the wall with reserved side marked as A and B. Only the water-based paint supplied by the Department of Student Life may be used. You may obtain these paints from the concierge desk. The organization is required to clean up any paint spills and drips. Brushes and other equipment may be cleaned in the maintenance closet in the College Union, room 318, not the restrooms. From Thanksgiving break to spring break, the painted wall will not be able to be reserved. However, organizations are allowed to display any advertisements on a sheet, which is to be supplied by the organization itself. You may use the Night Spot kitchen for the making of your banner. See the College Union manager in CU 321 for access. All sheets must be submitted to CU 321 for installation. Painted windows. For the painted windows, each window pane is labeled A, B, or C. When reserving the window through EMS, make sure you specify which window pane you would like. Paints for the painted windows must also be obtained from the concierge desk. So exactly who can reserve space in the union? Great question. Only designated people from the organization can make reservations or reserve publicity on behalf of the organization. In order to become a designated point person, please have the president of your organization contact scheduling and events and provide them with the individual's name and Geneseo email, and they will add that individual for the calendar/academic year to make reservations online. This is access limited to 2 additional people per group. How do I use the EMS system to reserve publicity in the union? In these next few slides, I will take you through the EMS system and show you how to reserve publicity. Your first step is to log in to EMS at ems.geneseo.edu. Once logged in, place your cursor over the Reservations tab and select General Room Request. This will connect you to the search feature. Select the date, start and end times, facilities, and attendance. Under Facilities, be sure to select McVitie Union Publicity. Step 5. Hit Find Space. On the left side of the grid, you will see listed the various bulletin boards, sandwich board, lobby tables, and painted wall and windows if you scroll down the page. The system will highlight the time slot you are interested in, making it easier to distinguish which forms of publicity on campus are available. Once you have decided which form you would like, click the plus sign next to the name. When reserving publicity, you may only select 3 forms per event. For example, you can only reserve Bulletin Board M1, Sandwich Board, and Lobby Table D for your fundraiser. Step 7. A notification will pop up. This notification is a reminder that publicity requests will not be approved until your fundraising permission application request form is approved. Hit OK. Step 8. Your selected publicity will appear at the top of the page. Once you are satisfied with your selections, scroll to the bottom of the page and select Continue. Step 9. Fill in the event information and contact information. For event type, be sure to select CU Publicity. If you are reserving publicity for a fundraiser, please state in your event name the type of fundraiser. For example, you can say Department of Student Life Candy Fundraiser. If you would like to reserve AV or audio equipment, please note that in the comment box under Other Information. Once you have finished writing in the information, scroll to the bottom of the page and hit Submit. Step 10. Another notification will appear. Please read this notification. It contains important information regarding the management and confirmation of your reservation. Even though this notification states that your reservation will be confirmed within 1 business day, please allow for up to 7 days for the publicity request to be approved. Once you have finished reading this notification, you may close the window by hitting the little X in the top right of the box. Then you will see this page. This is a summary of your reservation, not approval. You will receive an email confirmation in the coming days. From this page, you may select one of the options in the top right corner of the page, such as Add Booking or Cancel Bookings, or you can close out the program. Other promotion spaces on campus include academic buildings, residence halls, dining halls, and social media. If you are looking to hang a flyer or poster in an academic building, please attach it to one of the general bulletin boards in the building. For advertising in residence halls, please submit your flyer to CU 321 for approval. If you would like to advertise in the dining halls, please seek CAS approval via the dining hall manager. Last but not least, social media outlets such as Twitter and Facebook are a great way to promote an event or fundraiser. To reserve space on campus, you can either contact the Office of Campus Scheduling and Events via extension 5500, visiting the office in Irwin 23, or emailing them at events@geneseo.edu. The most commonly used form of reservations is the EMS system. If you do decide to use the EMS system, you will reserve space the same way you would reserve publicity, but instead of selecting McVitie College publicity, you would select the building of choice. But remember, only the designated people within your organization can reserve rooms. When reserving classrooms or space in academic buildings, academic departments get first priority. Therefore, if you reserve a classroom and say a last-minute review session is scheduled for that particular room, you will be notified by the Office of Campus Scheduling, and they will work with you to reschedule your room. Use of large spaces such as the ballroom or outdoor spaces cannot be reserved through EMS. They must be reserved through the Office of Campus Scheduling directly. If you have any questions, please contact the Office of Campus Scheduling and Events. Financials. The Department of Student Life has no association with monetary matters for student organizations. Instead, Student Association is the fiscal agent for student organizations. There are two different types of fiscal involvement with Student Association. The first level is SA funded. This is where you are given a starter budget that is allocated from the mandatory student activity fee specifically to your organization's specific needs. In order to become SA funded, you need to apply. Please visit SA in CU room 316 to obtain more information about the application process. The next level of involvement is SA non-funded. Under these circumstances, SA serves as your bank account in which you can deposit and withdraw funds as needed without any regulations or stipulations. A benefit to having an SA non-funded account versus an account at an outside bank is that once your leadership graduates and moves on, SA will assist you in getting access to your funds if transition information is not passed down. Whereas a bank, if a PIN number was not passed down and your name was not on the account, the funds may be forever lost. Both funding options have to be sought out. Neither are automatic. Two other forms of generating revenue are through fundraising and grants. Fundraising happens to be the most common form of generating revenue for student organizations. As stated earlier in this presentation, all fundraising activities must fall within the parameters outlined by the college and must be approved by someone in the Department of Student Life. You may find information on these parameters in the earlier slides of this presentation. One of the benefits of being a registered student organization is that you have access to free money. Hosting an event can be expensive. With the help of a grant, student organizations have different costs covered like food or supplies. Is your organization interested in partnering with Geneseo Late Night to plan or host an event during the prime social hours between 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. Friday and Saturday nights? Then check out glk.geneseo.edu for more information. Late Night offers a variety of programs such as live entertainment, recreational sports, movies, dances, arts and crafts, and many other social events catering to the interests of a diverse student population. A Geneseo Late Night grant offers your organization a unique opportunity to co-sponsor an event at little to no cost. GLK provides the event management and financial support. If you have any questions, please contact glk@geneseo.edu. Another awesome grant opportunity we offer through the Department of Student Life is the Upstate Escapes Grant. The Upstate Escapes Grant program offers registered student organizations, faculty, and staff up to $400 to help fund transportation costs for cultural, recreational, social, and educational trips that expand on students' classroom learning and foster relationships between peers. It is important to note that if transportation costs exceed this $400 allotment, your organization will be responsible for paying the additional amount. Whenever possible, separate invoices should be secured for the sponsoring organization and Upstate Escapes. Upstate Escapes reserves the right to fund trips at a lower or higher level depending on available funds. The third grant option is a CAS grant. Looking to serve food at your event or fundraiser? Apply for a CAS grant for as small as $100 or as large as $500 for campus-wide events. Student organizations can only apply for one grant per semester and one large grant per year. Please visit cas.geneseo.edu for more information. Last but not least is our new grant opportunity, the Student Organization Grant Program. The Student Organization Grant Program is open to all registered student organizations. The purpose of the program is to fund student organizations who will collaborate with other student leaders in the department, specifically resident assistants or hall council, to encourage educational and programming efforts in the residence halls. This grant program will also provide student organizations the opportunity to meet and network with students in the residence halls while fostering personal and leadership development. Hazing in any form is prohibited by the SUNY Geneseo Student Handbook and will not be permitted in any registered student organization. Any organization found conducting hazing activities will lose their registration immediately until further notice. Hazing is something that is not taken lightly at Geneseo. Not only is it punishable by the Code of Conduct, but there are also state laws that prohibit it as well. Hazing is never specific to one kind of organization or group. If you feel as if you have been or are being hazed, please feel free to reach out to University Police or any college official. We want to help you. The McVitie College Union offers a variety of AV equipment, including video projector, portable screens, lecterns, televisions, and DVD players for use in the building. These items can be requested for use when making room reservation arrangements through campus scheduling and events. All requests must be made 7 days in advance and are subject to availability. Specific questions should be addressed by a college union manager from 3:30 p.m. to close. There is no charge for the use of AV equipment. If you are unsure if your organization has an email, don't know the password, or want to create one for your organization, contact the CIT Help Desk for assistance. To send the message out via a listserv, simply place the listserv's email address into the to line and send as a normal email. If it has gone through correctly, you will receive a message that the listserv has received the message, and you will receive another message when the moderator approves your message and sends it out. Oftentimes, listservs have specific audiences, so make sure to stick to the audience that best applies to the information you are sharing, or it might not be approved. An example of this would be sending something out through a faculty listserv about a student meetup. Oftentimes, we see organizations who are interested in showing a movie or a documentary for a program they are planning. While we support this type of programming, anytime a movie or a documentary is shown on campus, a license is required and will need to be purchased. The only exception to this would be if you are planning on showing only a 15-second or shorter clip within a presentation or program. Once your organization has determined that you do in fact want to show a movie or documentary, there are a few options you can choose from. There are specific licensing companies whose sole purpose is to sell licensing rights and provide the movie for showings. Two that we use often are Swank and Criterion. Should you need contact information, please contact the department and we will be happy to share that with you. Sometimes Criterion or Swank will not have the rights to particular movies. In the event you find that they do not have it available, do some research for who has the rights for sale and you can contact them specifically. Did you know there is a specific person who is responsible for bringing movies to campus and is allocated a budget to do so? Geneseo Campus Activities Board has a specific programming area, Kino, that does just this. While they determine a series for the fall and spring, they are often looking for organizations to collaborate with and are always happy to hear your ideas and possibly co-sponsor an event. These bits of information are often found out by organizations either once it is too late or when they are in a bind. Hopefully it's helpful for your organizations to be aware beforehand. Thank you for completing the Student Organization Officer training. Please be sure to complete the corresponding quiz found on campus. In order to receive credit for this course, you must receive an 80% or higher on the quiz.